I burned through $35,000 on ads to get new subscribers to my email list, and only a handful of these fresh leads bought anything from me. I remember looking at my dashboard thinking, okay, something is seriously broken. And this wasn't 2020, this was recently, in the middle of rising ad costs where there's more competition than ever, and we have an ads algorithm that burns through creative with meh results. But let me rewind a second. Before this $35,000 mistake, I was coming off of 6 months of being away from my business. Newborn life, travel, I had very little sleep, and there was little time for work. So my organic reach had dropped. My audience was a lot quieter than usual, and I just wasn't creating as much content because I didn't have the time. I was working part-time hours as a new mom. So I leaned on ads. It felt like the only lever I could really control. But when that $35,000 risk didn't pay off, it confirmed what I already suspected. The way I'd been running ads simply didn't work anymore. And on top of that, I had an ads manager who I was paying on retainer, which meant that if I didn't give her creative, nothing happened. I was paying for someone to manage my ads account, but I didn't have anything for her to run. Meanwhile, it felt like I had zero time to film anything decent for an ad. I was living abroad at the time, I was bouncing between cities in Portugal, and there was no filming setup, no childcare. I was just trying to get the bare minimum done while my toddler napped. There was no version of reality where I was sitting down to film a polished talking head video ad. So I did the one thing I did have the energy for. I started testing whatever I already had. That's when my ads manager noticed something first. The text-based ads, the simple ones that were basically pieces of my emails or my captions, were beating everything else. No video, no scripting, no editing, just my written words. And they weren't beating them by a little. They were beating them by a lot. A text-only ad pulled in a 5x return with my warm traffic, and the cold audience version got a 2.3x return. Essentially, strangers were seeing my ad, buying my product, and I was making money on top of it, all from a paragraph that I had already written. It kind of made no sense until it did. Around that same time, Meta rolled out their new update, Andromeda, and almost instantly, the ads that looked the least like ads were the ones getting the best traction. They were simple, raw, and scrappy. And I saw that quantity mattered more than this high production value. And that's when it clicked. I already had every ad I needed. I just wasn't using them as ads yet. So I started pulling from everywhere. My emails became text-based ads. My captions became headlines for ads. My story slides became in-feed graphic ads. And any comments I got became social proof ads. My reels became in-feed video ads. Suddenly, one message turned into 5 text-based ads, and 5 text-based ads turned into 15 static image ads. And the more I tested, the more obvious it became. The algorithm wasn't rewarding perfection. It was rewarding volume, variety, and relevance. The content that didn't look like an ad usually performed the best, and the content I thought was too simple ended up being the most profitable. I wasn't spending a ton of money on these tests either. This was a $5 a day testing campaign that showed me exactly what worked before I spent anything more. That recent experiment became the foundation of Ads Vault, because most business owners don't need more complicated strategies. They need ideas on what's actually working today. They need templates, they need fresh messaging angles, they need creative variations, and they need examples. They need a system that lets them create ad-ready content even if they don't have time to film anything. Inside Ads Vault, you get the full creative system that my ads manager and I now use, including over 270 real-world ad examples across 10 different niches, from coaches to service providers, product brands, and even influencers. You'll also get my top-performing ads from the last year that you can totally have and try for yourself. That includes my text-only ads that perform the best, my story-based ads, my screenshot ads, my comment ads, and copy templates from my own ad library that you can use for yourself. And here's my favorite part. You also get Goldie, who is your built-in AI assistant, trained on every single lesson, prompt, and ad inside my vault. You can literally ask her, what should my next ad creative be? Or write this ad to speak to postpartum moms and not just people who want to get fit. She'll do it instantly. No guesswork, and you'll know exactly what to test and how to create it fast. Today, my ads work because they're simple. They match how people scroll, and they match what the algorithm is rewarding right now, which is volume and variety. So if you're tired of spending money on ads that don't convert, or relying on agencies that don't perform, or you just feel overwhelmed at the thought of making a high production video ad, Ads Vault will save you the time, the stress, and any wasted money. Click below to get instant access and start creating ads that actually work even when you don't. And yes, this video, it's a little high production. You bet I'm going to repurpose it, because you could be watching it right now as a YouTube video, a video sales letter, or even an ad.